What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manny and welcome to my top 20 best robots ranking 2019 in War Robots with episode 2 here, featuring the places 10 to 1, okay? Episode 1 was already yesterday. If you haven't yet seen this video, in the upper right corner, it's for you, and I would highly advise you guys to watch it first, because it's still showing the really good robots 20 to 11, okay? And the Nemesis is placed 10 right here, making the start for this episode with the most important setups, or most effective ones, Corona and Storm and Pulsar. Orkan also pretty good, Igniter next, Scourge and Tulumba, right? So from most effective to still okay, but not as effective to the right. Just so you know, guys, this is how I made this episode, because I'm getting asked so many times, you know, what's the best robot or what's the best setup on each robot and whatnot. And in this case here, I can give you the top 20 best robots ranking, and at the same time also, you know, get rid of the question or clear, what's the word for it? Answer the question. Yeah, wow, level 1 word here. Answer the questions of which setups go really well on each robot, right? So the Nemesis is actually one of you guys' favorites too, from reading the comments, and you guys are saying you can even counter Ares with it, and that's true, but it requires certain conditions. It doesn't work all the time. In my opinion, the Strider here is the better robot. In place 9, the skill robot with Ember or Glory or Halo, right? Ember or Glory with Halo, or Calamity Spark is really good. That I'm running on my own account. Avenger and Gust, super powerful. Redeemer, Shredder, or Magnum, although Magnum, of course, only really for those who just don't have anything better. Yeah, so this is a really powerhouse. In my opinion, easily one of the strongest robots in the game, because you can counter the best robots with it if you run it well, and that's why I call it a skill robot, because it requires to be done right. But if you have the skills for it and you operate this thing right, you can counter pretty much anything with this thing, and you can win against place 1 robots. You can win against place any robot, pretty much, right? And the mobility is the key here, and the speed, basically, right? With this, you can just go in and just grab every kill on the map, no matter where the kills are in free for all, or you capture a beacon, or you bait someone to use his stealth jump or his shield, then wait it out and then snack him afterwards. And then place 8 here is the Spectre, the universal, as I call it, because it's really a robot of any fitting. You can run Pulsar, Husar, Igniter, Orkan's Vortex is incredibly good. Corona, Scourge, Storm, Ballista, Shocktrain, Ion, Hydra, all these weapon setups go really well with it, and it's like an all-rounder. It can do everything. It can cover long range just as well as short range brawl. It's just a monster in any condition. You see here, one of the best still, the Orkan. Although Husar Igniter will be really strong, Husar as a sniper, a weapon that is currently being tested on the test server, and here you see some Vortex action. And yeah, so this is also a very powerful setup, because it can counter pretty much any robot too. The Ares invaders, you can counter so many enemies with this Vortex Spectre, because you don't need line of sight for it, and you can make use of that to really one-on-one fight pretty much anyone. You can probably win any one-on-one with this robot here, but as soon as you have more than one target, it already becomes difficult. And that's why the Spectre's still a powerhouse. Place 7, the Hades, Ember or Glory with Halo, Viper and Shredder, Avenger, Gust, Dragoon and Marquez. Something like this works really well, but I would highly suggest you guys to run lockdown weapons on it. And by the way, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, guys, and you like this content, you find it valuable in some way, it helps you maybe, then please also subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell to be notified for the next upcoming videos, right? And by the way, I also made a video yesterday or the day before. One of the best robots that you'll also see here in this video, coming very late in the video, so one of the very best, the Falcon with 2.5 million HP on the new pilot skill. It's an absolute insane monster. You must watch that video on the upper right. I linked it for you guys. It's really so crazy. If you have a little bit of time, check it out. You're not gonna regret it, I can tell you that much. So, Mercury, number 6. Ember and Glory again with Halo. I always put these two together because either Ember and Halo is my favorite. Ember and Halo is an incredibly good setup. You can lock down people with corner shooting left and right or direct fire at the enemy and lock them down. Ember deals insane damage. Even if you're at 350 meters, you can do super good damage, the same damage as if you're really close. And also you can splash around the corners. People cannot corner shoot you because you have splash damage that covers the corner, right? And that makes the Ember so valuable. Glory is super powerful, but only really for super short range, and that's why they work so well together. I put them in the same list: Ember or Halo, or Glory with Halo, Avenger or Exodus with Gust, a similar effect. Exodus allowing splash, and Avenger just having overall the better performance, and good also with Shredder or Spark, I think. These weapons, Spark and Shredder, can also be utilized on the Mercury. However, they do not fit into the game, into the meta as much, right? Because the lockdown here is very important on locking enemies down and then jumping on them or something like this, right? In this case, he wasn't getting locked down, but it's okay. I've still gotten out of the way. And by the way, I have myself here a little bit larger on the screen because some video footage has me doing commentary and already on it where I have the sound muted. And that's why you'll find me here. So that you don't find me twice, I have myself made a little bit larger on the screen. Yeah, and Ember also incredibly good against any physical shielded robot because it ignores physical shield and energy shields at the same time, except of course Absorber and Aegis shields. Then place 5 already is the Fenrir, okay? So from the Mercury jumping to the Fenrir from a stealth bot to a tank. The Fenrir is like one of the newest robots right now, and the newest robot in this very moment, June 2019. Ember or Glory with Corona here, again, incredibly powerful setup. I would go for Ember and Glory if I were you. Avenger and Storm super good too, but you do not have the lockdown option. Lockdown is really important and helpful on the Fenrir because enemies will often be just able to walk away from you. And then Calamity and Scourge really good. Ember and Igniter very powerful, I would assume. Also here I'm putting the new test server weapons into the game as well. Then Dragoon and Husar as a sniping version, and of course, you know, some other setups that also run really well on it. But as I said, guys, I feel like I have the footage a little bit accelerated, just in case you wonder. I feel like lockdown is a must-have on the Fenrir, because enemies will just be faster than you are, and all your tankiness will not help you if they do not go in on accept the fight with you. If they are too powerful to take on head on, they're just going to come multiple times with their assassin modes and their crazy shield abilities and attack modes, and you can't follow them in and catch them when they're in weak mode, right? And that's why you need the lockdown weapons, in my opinion. That's what makes the Fenrir the best. I know that this guy could be an easy kill, but I wanted to hit this guy first. And that's why I just did it here in this situation. A little bit of a freak out, but it's okay. Boom, we got this one, we get this one, and now we have a Storm Spectre in front of us that we can also flatten really good. Boom, there we go. Place number 5, ladies and gentlemen, the Fenrir. And I'm putting the Invader in front of the Fenrir, even though the Fenrir is newer and can, in a one-on-one beat the Invader. But the Fenrir, as I said, guys, is slow. Corona, Halo, really good. Shredder, Igniter, Blaze, Storm, Gust, Scourge, Spark, really good on the Invader. But the reason why the Invader comes in before the Fenrir is that the pilot skill have, I think, in my opinion, benefited the Invader more than it did the Fenrir. And also, another thing is that you have this jump. You can jump on a beacon, you can suppress enemies with it, and you can catch every robot, even an Ares who's trying to run away from you after his shield is depleted. You just jump at him and then you kill him. An option that the Fenrir does not have, and even though in theory that in a one-on-one brawl the Fenrir would win against the Invader, the Invader with this jump mobility is just having the more effective all-round performance on the battlefield, in my opinion, and that's why it lands on place 4. And the Falcon now here. You see a little part of what you can see in the 2.5 million damage video that I've shown you yesterday with a new pilot skill. One of the most overpowered robots in the game, period, right now, with the traditionalist skill that will give you plus 50% HP, but scratches the ability to use your other weapons. You're just gonna have 66% damage resistance and basically 360,000 health. which equals 1.2 million health, effective health, and then when taking the healing into account, you reach like 2.5 million HP that enemies need to flatten down if they want to kill you. And the best robot would be Ember or Glory. Also Avenger, really powerful. Avenger, super good on this robot. But you know, you must have a weapon with a massive damage output to make it to allow the brawling to be so effective that you can take out so many enemies, right? Even an Ares with Scourge and Spark and its damage ability and everything he can throw at you just doesn't stand a chance against this much damage output. However, now you might ask, why is the Ares why is this thing not place 1 then, and why is the Ares coming obviously in front of the Falcon? It's because you have you're still not as fast as the Ares, and the Ares, when it's played well with the shield, it will never take any damage. While the Falcon will always take some damage and will be killed in the end, the Ares will never take any damage when you play it with the shield only, which many people do. And then also, of course, you can mount the Ares also with Last Stand, which you wouldn't do to the Falcon because the Falcon wants to have as much armor and armor modules as possible. And additionally, overlapping shields of multiple Ares, they also reach 100% resistance at all times, pretty much, can never be hit, and they are more damaging, they kill more things, and are much more of an assassin and take out more enemies. Same goes for the Outshone, and that's why they are in front of the Falcon, in my opinion. The overall usefulness and power and impact on the battlefield is still higher, in my opinion. And Avenger, Redeemer, Ember, the best fits, Calamity, Viper, Glory, also still good, but the best are the first threes here on the Outshone. And it's a real power machine here. You can just jump, you can cross so much distance so quick, you can kill enemies so fast with this thing, and you have a lot of HP too. And just overall, it's one of the best robots, in this case currently place 2 in the game right now of June 2019. And yo guys, don't forget, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please also consider doing this while we're getting to place 1 here, the Ares. Pulsar Halo, in my opinion, the best you can currently have. Corona Blaze, super good. Husar Marquez as a sniper version. Igniter Halo coming, you know, also really strong because basically Corona Blaze gives you the option to splash and lock, and Igniter Halo just shifted medium to light, also splash and lock, really good. Orkan Gust, super powerful. Scourge Spark, of course, or Shredder, incredibly dominant on the Ares, guys. And this is just the best robot currently. It is so incredibly fast. You have so much firepower with these 8 weapons coming at you, and you have 8 seconds of complete invincibility with the shield. Kill number 1, kill number 2, and there comes kill number 3, pretty much at the same time. And it's just something that just the Ares is the only one that can do any of that, and just staying alive between so many people. Of course, the Falcon can be tanky as well, but this thing is also tanky as heck if you have this shield running that you can have at many times. And here I also had Last Stand running in this situation that I recorded a while ago. And yeah, it's just, you see, I'm in the middle of the map. I'm just taking out everybody coming from all directions at the same time, pretty much. It's like a freaking turret turning left, right, and taking everybody out. And of course here another different version of the setup. Now, I hope this video episode was enjoyable to you. In the video comments and description, I also want to hear what you guys think. And of course, this is just one man's perspective. That's just my my perspective on that. It's not a fact, and it doesn't have to has to be like this list is only like that. You can disagree on it and tell me in the comments what you think. Like, what would you do different on this list and why? And just hopefully you guys are also finding some sense in that. This is my personal list of the top 10 or top 20 if you take the other episode into account too, of all currently existing war robots, also giving you the best, most effective fittings for it at the same time, because you guys requested this a lot. And yeah, so let's leave it as that, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe, as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for bearing with me, you guys are awesome as always. Money Gaming signing off.